Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday morning, October the 29th. Hurricane Melissa has bypassed Cuba. It is now a Category 2 hurricane with maximum sustained winds around 105 miles per hour. It is starting to accelerate off to the north and east and soon to be moving over the southeastern Bahama Islands. And over the next 24 to 36 hours or so, it will come awfully close to the island of Bermuda and then ultimately end up over the open waters of the North Atlantic. Here's the latest satellite imagery view of not only Hurricane Melissa, but a very impressive upper level feature here over the Tennessee Valley. First of all, as far as Melissa is concerned, it has bypassed the island of Cuba, moving over the eastern part of Cuba after pounding away at Jamaica yesterday and last night. Is now over the central and eastern part of the Bahama Island chain, continuing to accelerate off to the north and east. By later tomorrow, it could be right near the island of Bermuda, and then by late Friday, Saturday time frame, out over the open waters of the North Atlantic. Meanwhile, over the continental U.S., a very strong frontal system can be seen in this satellite imagery loop extending from the Tennessee Valley all the way down into the Gulf states, and a real nice spin in the atmosphere here. And this will help to spawn a strong surface storm that brings a soaking rainfall to the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S., and some strong winds as well. It could even be some strong to severe thunderstorms associated with this system late tonight and into the morning hours on Thursday. A little bit more on that in a moment or two. But very active weather pattern across, certainly across North America right now, including the remains of the hurricane. Still a hurricane, again, Category 2. It will continue to slowly weaken as it moves over cooler and cooler waters of the Atlantic Ocean here over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. And this is a developing system over the Tennessee Valley. Well, here's the latest official forecast track by NOAA's National Hurricane Center of Melissa. Again, it has now bypassed Cuba, moving over the eastern part of Cuba, out over the Bahama Islands right now. It is no longer a major hurricane. A major is defined as Category 3 or higher. Of course, it came ashore as a Category 5 storm early yesterday with 185 mile per hour maximum sustained winds. Now those winds are down to 105 miles per hour. It will accelerate over the next couple of days. This is very typical of tropical cyclones. Once they get into the middle and higher latitudes, they tend to get picked up by the westerlies and tend to accelerate off to the north and east. In this particular case, you can see the time is the same between these locations here. We can see that increasing space as it's accelerating off to the north and east, all the way out to the North Atlantic by the upcoming weekend, where the waters are quite chilly. It will weaken down to tropical storm status by the time we get to the early part of the upcoming weekend. Let's now focus on the continental U.S., and we're using the very latest NAM model run. This is the 12Z run of the NAM model here on Wednesday. First of all, I just wanted to start off with a single map here, the 850 millibar temperature anomaly forecast map by the latest NAM model here for Saturday morning. Happens to be first day of November. Quite a chilly start for the eastern two-thirds of the nation here on Saturday. It looks like quite windy and chilly across much of the eastern half of the nation on Friday, Halloween Day, and especially Friday night. And here we go, setting up here for a chilly start to the month of November. Meanwhile, out in the far west, above normal temperatures, but you get into the central plains and all the way to the eastern seaboard, and you're starting off the new month of November on Saturday with below normal temperatures. Now let's take a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast maps, again using the 12Z run of the NAM model here. These maps are from tropicaltidbits.com. Very impressive upper level low here, diving to the south and east. Remember, we talked about that powerful jet streak that moved in off the Pacific Ocean this past weekend. That has moved all the way down to the south and east, and is helping to intensify this upper level low right now as we speak here over the Tennessee Valley, which in turn will spawn a very strong storm system at the surface level that will bring wind and rain to the Mid-Atlantic region and the Northeast U.S. Here's the reflection at 500 millibars of Hurricane Melissa as we begin the day here on Wednesday. Now, let's move forward in time here. Again, Melissa starts to accelerate, continues basically on a northeast track here over the next couple of days. It is this system over the continental U.S. that will be the big weather maker for the eastern part of the nation, especially Carolinas north to the Mid-Atlantic, north to northeastern states, including New England. Here we go. By the time we get to early tomorrow, that's October 30th. Notice this is kind of taking on a negatively tilt. And whenever we talk about a negatively tilted trough, which is a trough axis that extends from northwest to southeast, that suggests some very strong upward motion on its eastward flank, and that's right here in this region here. We expect some very strong upward motion, and as a result, I do believe there will be some heavy rainfall in that I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Baltimore to Philadelphia to New York City late tonight and tomorrow morning, and that could also include some strong to severe thunderstorm activity. Let's move a little bit farther out in time here, and that pushes off to the north and east. Melissa stays off the coast and pushes off to the north and east as well. Here we go by midday on Thursday, that upper level low moving over the western part of the Mid-Atlantic region, and then we'll move all the way out to tomorrow night and then into early Friday morning. That the center of that upper level trough axis moves north and east of the Mid-Atlantic region, but into the northeastern states, and there'll be a lot of wind on the backside from the west to northwest direction here later Thursday night into the day on Friday, which is Halloween Day, all across the Mid-Atlantic region. I expect to see wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour or so. Now let's walk through the surface forecast maps from the 12Z NAM model. Here's that surface low starting to form over the Tennessee Valley. It has that vast support in the upper part of the atmosphere with an upper level trough and its associated strong jet streak here helping us set off this surface low here. And you'll see it start to deepen here as we go through the hours over the rest of this day into this evening. And notice here at this particular time here, let's say late this evening, we're starting to see some heavy rainfall break out D.C. north and east at this particular time frame. And we also have a nice flow of air off the Atlantic Ocean. The southeasterly winds will be quite noticeable, and not only increasing in magnitude here, those southeasterly winds out ahead of the storm system, but bringing in a lot of moisture from the Atlantic Ocean, maybe even a little bit of a tropical connection here to Hurricane Melissa, feeding into this system here. Now we'll go forward in time here into the early morning hours, and a lot of heavy rain depicted here starting to break out in the I-95 corridor region of the Mid-Atlantic region. Now, with that surface low generally on the western side of the Mid-Atlantic region, continue to have the southeast flow of moist and a little bit more mild air here feeding into that I-95 corridor region. There may be what we call kind of a triple point low, that another surface low starts to form right around over D.C., Baltimore, whatever the case may be, that area in the morning hours on Thursday. And that can help to bring about the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms right in this area right here, with one kind of an initial surface low off to the west over West Virginia. There might be a second, a meso low, forming right around the D.C. Baltimore area. And again, that could bring about some strong to severe thunderstorm activity here tomorrow morning. Kind of an odd time of the day, but again, tomorrow morning, see that really starting to pop here. Consolidation of those lows here into a 998 millibar low by late tomorrow morning into the midday hours. And again, watch out for heavy rainfall, maybe some strong to severe thunderstorms, especially north and east of the Mason-Dixon line, the Pennsylvania-Maryland border by midday on Thursday. Again, you still have this fetch of air blowing out ahead of that surface low. There'll be strong east to southeast winds, and on the backside, strong west to northwest winds on Halloween Day. Let's go a little bit farther in time here. This is midday on Thursday. Much of the rain winds down in that D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia corridor by midday, early afternoon on Thursday. Certainly can be some residual lingering showers during the p.m. hours on Thursday, but the heaviest rain looks like late night tomorrow morning in much of the I-95 corridor region of the Middle Atlantic. Now, up across northeastern states and New England, they get heavy rainfall right into the overnight hours tomorrow night, going into the early part of Friday. And here we go now. By Friday morning, the backside of this low now over northeastern states here, over the main coastline here, is a 987 millibar low. And look at the tight isobar pattern on its backside. I expect to see west to northwest winds gusting at least to 40 miles per hour on Friday. There'll be some sunshine in the I-95 corridor region and to the coast. Basically a dry day, but very windy and very cool for this time of the year. High temperatures only in the middle 50s in many areas of the Middle Atlantic region, but again, that will be along with 40 mile per hour wind gusts out of the west to northwest during the day on Friday. And then here we go, midday on Friday. May relax a little bit by the time we get to Friday night, but certainly a windy day to close out the month of October and to close out this work week on Friday into Friday night. Again, that's Halloween Day. Then we get into the day on Saturday, and we pointed out up front, a lot of cold air will be across the eastern two-thirds of the nation in the wake of this storm system to begin the month of November on Saturday. Again, well below normal temperatures across a good part of the nation, at least the eastern two-thirds of the nation, from the Rockies all the way to the eastern seaboard. So a lot going on, a very active weather pattern. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.